My favorite staff member is Miss Pagani because she's the best math teacher I've ever had.
My favorite staff member is Miss Hines because she encourages me to do my best all the time.
Mr. Cardi King is my favorite teacher because he always decorates his classroom and he's helped me to become a better writer.
My favorite staff member is Erin because she's my mom.
Mrs. True is my favorite teacher because she makes me pumped to dance.
Okay, my favorite staff person is Mrs. Hines because she actually cares about the students and the student body and she wants to have the best for the school.
My favorite staff member is Mrs. Gill because she always has a smile on her face and she puts in so much work for our school, and I can always count on her if I have a question about my classes or anything, and she's just so nice.
Alright, so my favorite staff person would be Erin Stanfield because she's there for me when I need help and I help her in return. She's the greatest. I recommend TAing for her next year.
My favorite staff member is Mrs. Mayer because she took on the role of teaching the success skills class, which is teaching all the students in there how to have skills of getting higher grades and just doing outstanding work in their classes. And being a tutor in that class has also taught me many things, and it helped me share a bond with Mrs. Mayer, which is why she's my favorite.
Well, my favorite staff person is Mr. Corgid because he's the best teacher in the last 10 years.
My favorite staff member is Mr. James because he taught me a lot about science and influenced me to become an EMT.
My favorite teacher, staff person is Mr. Rivera because he gets really sarcastically annoyed with people and then he looks to me to relate to it and I feel special.
My favorite staff individual has to be Miss Sanger, the German teacher. She's a very good teacher. She's very patient with her students, and she's just a very good staff teacher.
My favorite staff person is Mrs. Pagani because she keeps the class interesting and she's really funny, and I've learned a lot of math from her class and life lessons.
My favorite staff member is Mr. Park because he always wears a bow tie. And bow ties are cool.
My favorite person is Mr. Park because he is my most favorite principal of all time.
So Mr. Holmes is a cool guy, right? He teaches in a way that I've not had any other teacher talk to us. He has a teaching voice, and then for a second he'll go back to just a common voice that you'll understand a bit better. And it helps you get through lessons, making everything seem easier to understand and comprehensible to your own mind.
My favorite teacher is Mr. Richards because he makes learning not only relevant but also fun.
My favorite staff member is Steve, commonly known as Stephen Islegeorge, Mr. Islegeorge, or Coach, because he's the best teacher to have ever graced this fine earth.
Mr. James is my favorite staff member because he always has really cool stories and he makes class really fun.
Mrs. Hines is my favorite staff member here at Beyer because she's always happy to see her students and she's just a really positive influence at the school.
Nettie, who's your favorite staff member?
Miss Harless because she's beautiful.
My favorite teacher is Mr. Basie because he was my teacher my sophomore year and my junior year. And I got to dissect a shark in his advanced biology class. Thank you, Mr. Basie.
My favorite staff member is Mr. Fell because he likes to throw things at me and make me catch them, so.
My favorite staff member is Stuart Kaplan because he taught me about how the government is invading my mind.